Right. In the afternoon, Dr. Avinash very kindly presented long-term pharmacological treatment of alcohol dependence, in which he talked about naltrexone as well. So that was a chalaki by me, so that some amount of naltrexone has already been discussed. I don't need to spend time on that. So I will just go into some of the basic issues of naltrexone pertaining to treatment of opioid dependence. In the morning we saw this scheme. What are the various ways in which we can break the cycle of addiction? So under this heading, though medications which block euphoria and reinforcement of taking drugs, that's where naltrexone fits in. As we know, it blocks the opioid receptors. So if you are taking naltrexone and if you take heroin on top of it, you will not experience the effect. Since you will not experience the reinforcing effect, you will not likely to take it repeatedly and you will come out of your addiction. So this was actually started as a treatment for opioid dependence, and in 1994 its alcohol anti-craving properties were recognized and it was given approval. We have seen this just now. So it competitively blocks opioid receptors. Patients also do not develop any tolerance to it, and hence the dose remains constant. And in a individual otherwise abstinent from opioids, naltrexone itself is an inert compound. So it itself will have no action of its own. It will just block the receptors so that agonists cannot act. But to start this, people need to be opioid free for last few days. For at least 3 to 7 days for most of the opioids. For long acting like methadone, 10 to 14 days. Otherwise you can precipitate withdrawal. And this is the rationale. It's a reinforced condition, and naltrexone will break this cycle because it will not allow agonists to act. It's available as 50 mg tablets, orally active, can be taken once a day. In fact, we in our center also give it alternate days 100 mg, and for some patients also twice a week, 150 and 200 kind of regimen. But it works not very well for all kinds of opioid dependent patients. It has been found to work slightly better on people with this kind of profile. Basically motivated, white collared people, professionals, educated people who are also opioid dependent, who have some degree of social support, who have better lifestyle as compared to others, who are slightly well to do. They are the ones we have in our experience seen doing well on naltrexone. So in our practice, if we have to choose कि किसको agonist maintenance treatment देना है, किसको antagonist देना है, these are some of the rough guidelines. If people are on a long duration of opioid dependence, people are taking severe degree of they have a severe degree of opioid dependence, meaning they are taking injecting drugs, if they are indulging in very risky behaviors, if they happen to be menial laborers, धूप में दिन भर बहुत सारा मेहनत करनी पड़ती है, बॉडी एक होता है, they are probably better for agonist maintenance. If they are relatively shorter duration of opioid dependence, they are relatively well off, white collar job, well motivated, or in occupation in which agonist taking is not advisable. For instance, I would not like my train driver in which I am sitting to be on agonist. I would not like pilot. I would not like the surgeon who is operating upon me to be under the influence of opioid agonists. Though they do not have a direct cognitive effect, but still we want people to be absolutely clear in such situations. So for those occupations also, advising naltrexone treatment works better. So this is the regimen I was talking about. Either it can be given 50 mg once a day, 100 mg alternate day, or even thrice a week like Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 100, 100 and 150. These are the steps. You do initial assessment, perform detoxification, person has to be opioid free, and that's when you initiate naltrexone. For naltrexone initiation, it can be directly initiated as single tablet of 50 mg. If you are slightly worried that patient को कहीं withdrawal नहीं हो जाए, precipitated withdrawal, you can also give them a test dose of half tablet, 25 mg, and see कोई withdrawal तो नहीं आ रहा है. In our center, what we also routinely do is so for those people, if you are worried about precipitated withdrawal symptoms, You can also check by performing a naloxone challenge test. So if everything is so good, then why people are not taking it? Why are we not giving it to most people? Cost और awareness से ज़्यादा patients में acceptability की problem है. People who have been taking opioids for a long time, you suddenly put them on opioid antagonist and ask them to stay without any opioids, without being able to take any opioids for next 6 months, in presence of protracted withdrawal symptoms, it's going to be a very difficult proposition for most of the opioid dependent people, particularly those who are involved in menial labor. दिन भर काम करना पड़ता है, थक जाते हैं, है ना? So without any kind of opioid, without any kind of agonist action, you will find it very difficult to stay away. And hence, we find that compliance and adherence is the major issue with naltrexone treatment. Hence, I was saying it works very well only for motivated, white-collared kind of people. It may cause impaired LFT in some people, but which is also not much of a problem. Here also, the duration of treatment is supposed to be long, at least 6 to 12 months. The same thing which I was saying earlier, if we combine it with other psychosocial interventions like 12-step programs, therapeutic communities, it's going to work very well. Most such programs, they have less of a problem if people are on antagonist as opposed to if people are on agonist. Because being on agonist is still seen by some people as a somewhat second degree of morality. Opioid dependence, chronic relapsing disorder, no single approach works for everyone. We need to have a menu of options. We need to have various agonists. We need to have also antagonist treatments available, accessible to most of the patients. Thank you very much. I conclude it here.